What's up, everybody? Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, back with another Daily Deck Tech video, and back with a viewer request. And today's was a little bit weird. I had already done the VV request for Moods, and today we're doing another one for them, where they said I got to choose the commander. So I chose Braids, Arisen Nightmare, and then the budget was $100 with the exception of 3 cards that needed to be included. Those 3 cards being Bloodthirsty, Conquer, Exquisite Blood, and Shieldred the Apocalypse. Well, those 3 cards alone are $200. So the remainder of the deck is about $93, and the attempt is to get it to bracket 4. Now, that's a little tricky because we can't add things like Demonic Tutor and stuff in there because they're very expensive, and I don't want to have 5 cents worth of cards besides the 4 cards that we have in there. So let's get straight into it, shall we? But before we get into the video, if you like my daily deck techs, Magic for the Working Class, historical commander, feel free to subscribe only if you feel I've earned it. And if you want to see your commander made into a deck, drop it in the comments down below, reach out to me on Discord, or go ahead and fill out the Google form in the video description. And now, without further ado, we have Braids Arisen Nightmare. So Braids is not a game changer, unlike the other Braids, which got unbanned. I actually like this Braids slightly better because it's got some benefit behind it, but it's a 3/3 for 3. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. I like this. I like since we're already running cards that are going to draw us and drain them and all that fun stuff, I want to add on that while getting card advantage. Well, technically card neutrality, because you are sacrificing something to potentially get those cards. But if multiple people don't do it, then it is card advantage. There you go. That's my shtick. So we're going to be sacrificing some little utility pieces to make the opponents sacrifice things. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff today. We are running 24 creatures in the deck. I've noticed when I play my bracket 4 games, creatures are a little less common depending on the deck. And so what we are going to do is we're going to play Weston's favorite type of card in black decks, and that's the Accursed Marauder / Fleshbag Marauder effect. These, of course, are creatures that when they enter, each player sacks a non-token creature. Some of them make you either that or a planeswalker, but we have Accursed Marauder, we have Fleshbag Marauder, Demon's Disciple, Gravelighter is in here. Merciless Executioner, I believe, is and Slum Reaper. So we're running all of those. Fun times. Then we have Bloodgift Demon. It's a 5/4 for 5. At the beginning of your upkeep, target player draws a card and loses 1 life. I'm fine with that, especially because if you have your Shieldred the Apocalypse out, it's gain a life, draw a card, which makes this card infinitely better. Bloodthirsty Conqueror, of course, is $50 freaking dollars. Can we talk about this? It is a 5-drop, friends. A 5/5 for 5. And yes, its ability does go infinite with a ham sandwich, but I do not think that this card is worth $50. Holy moly. Please reprint it sometime soon. And not in just a bonus sheet. Bonus sheets don't provide enough reprints. Unless you're going to put it on some some face value stuff for something that the community hates, and then you'll get it for cheap. Spoiler alerts, things like Sword of Fire Knives with the Marvel art are incredibly cheap. This is your PSA of the day. But it has Flying Death Touch, and whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. So, if they lose life from their from the Braids, you're going to get to gain the life and draw a card. Just fantastic stuff we have going on here. Elvish Doomsayer. This is one of those cards that you're just going to sack to your Braids. It's fodder. Whenever it dies, each opponent discards a card. Great times. Epicura Blood. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. Also good. But it is for 5. I had to, like I said, I had to cheap down for the last cards because $100. Gary's in here. We have lots of black pips. Gary is good. Gary is life. Gary is love. And by that, I mean he just murks your opponents. Whenever Gary enters the battlefield, each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black. You gain life equal to life lost this way. We have Greedy Freebooter. When he dies, you scry 1 and create a treasure. He's fodder. Head of the Hunt. This is a new card. And it has flash, and if a creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it. When you do, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. So whenever a creature an opponent dies, you get wolf, which is an additional thing for you to sack as fodder to your Braids. Marauding Blight Priest. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. We got the old Massacre Girl in here. She's great. I love this card a lot. When Massacre Girl enters, each other creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn. Whenever a creature dies this turn, each creature other than Massacre Girl gets -1/-1. We have Midnight Reaper. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, this creature deals 1 damage to you and you draw 1 card. Orbit Opportunist. Whenever one or more other creatures die, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Chupacabra shoots a creature. Sezam, Perverter of Truth, is like a Super Howling Mine-ish. 6/5 for 5. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player loses 2 life and draws 2 cards. Which is fine because, we will gain 2 life and draw 2 cards if we have Shieldred the Apocalypse out as well. Of course, Shieldred, like, you know what it does. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. This card is $120. Oh my god. The Master of Lake Town, whenever a play... This is actually more expensive than it was yesterday when I put it in here. Oh my god. Death Touch, and whenever a player loses life, that player mills that many cards. And when the Master of Lake Town dies, draw a card for each graveyard with 7 or more cards in it. It's just a nice little card to try out. Virus Beetle, when it enters, each opponent discards a card, and then you sack it. Veto. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. It's an extra added on drain effect. It also goes infinite with Bloodthirsty Conqueror, right? Because whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. So all you have to do is trigger them losing life. And then you gain life, which causes them to lose life, which causes... Yeah, it goes infinite. It is very boring. I just sit there when it happens to me, and I'm very bored. But usually I don't let it happen, because the second I see Veto, it gets turned into a moon, or a legitimate business person, or exiled. Damnable Pact. Target player draws X cards, loses X life. We couldn't afford Demonic Tutor, so we got ourselves a Diabolic Tutor. We have Dread Return, reanimate some stuff, Feed the Swarm for removal. Mutilate is removal. All creatures get -1/-1 for each swamp you control. Sign of Blood for drawing cards. Unearth to get something back from the graveyard. Inside Information, this is a new card. This card seems pretty good. Exile the top X cards of target opponent's library. You may play those cards this turn. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. When we're gaining life off the pain and drain effects, we may as well just use this and do fun things. You could probably also throw Ad Nauseam into the deck if you really wanted to. We have ourselves Blood Pact. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Consuming Corruption deals X damage to target creature or player. Or creature or planeswalker, where X is the number of swamps you control, and you gain X life. Corrupted Convention, sack a creature, draw 2. We have a stupid amount of these sort of effects where we're going to sack a creature to draw cards, but we also have a stupid amount of fake your own death style effects. So if a creature would die, it comes back. That's fake your own death, feign death. Let's see here. Not Dead After All, Supernatural Stamina, Undying Malice. Those are all those. Village Rites is another one of those, sack draw. Defile is removal. Go for the Throat, Hero's Downfall, Infernal Grasp, and Murder are all removal. Tragic Slip is removal. Fight On, return 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Artifacts, we do have Arcane, Charcoal Diamond, and Soul Ring. For artifacts to sack and stuff to our Braids, we have Servo Schematic, Ichor Wellspring, and Mycosynth Wellspring at the low end, and then at the high end, Spine of Isha. When it enters, you destroy a permanent, and then when you sack it to your Braids, it goes back to your hand, and then you can replay it. Yeah, it's a giant mana investment, but late game, it's just fun to do recurring things like that. Enchantments, Bastion of Remembrance, Exquisite Blood is in here. This is the other card that goes infinite there. Greed, pay 2 life, draw a card. Sanguine Bond, whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. It also goes infinite here. with this and the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. And then Treacherous Blessing. When it enters, you draw 3 cards. Whenever you cast a spell, you lose a life. And Treacherous Blessing becomes the when it becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. Essentially, you play it, and then at the end of that turn, you sacrifice it to your Braids. Lands, lots of swamps. Bojuka Bog, 2 cycling lands, and a Sussur Secundi. That is the build. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how it plays. All right, we got Ichor Wellspring right off the bat, and Elvish Doomsayer. I'm not going to say no to that. We're going to draw a card for the turn. We'll play a Swamp. Next turn, we have the Never On Time Soul Ring. We're going to play Soul Ring right here, and we are going to play Ichor Wellspring. When it enters the battlefield or is put into a graveyard, you draw a card. Look at that. We have all of the draw stuff. I'm going to float 3 black and 2 colorless. I am going to use 1 black and 1 colorless for Elvish Doomsayer. And then I'm also going to use Braids. And at the end of turn, I'm going to sacrifice Ichor Wellspring. It draws me a card, and we're going to say that an opponent didn't have an artifact. Well, actually, we'll do this. So then we have to discard 2. Because nobody's going to sacrifice their stuff right off the bat. We'll discard these 2 swamps. Next turn, we're going to put a swamp into play. I'm going to play Plague Crafter. And I am actually going to sacrifice my Elvish Doomsayer, making everybody else discard cards. I then am going to play Greedy Freebooter. And that is what I'll do for this turn. End of turn, we'll sacrifice Greedy Freebooter. We'll add a treasure token. We'll say 2 people didn't sacrifice their things. And then next turn. I'm going to play the Baron Moor. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have our Shieldred the Apocalypse. Now, what are we going to do for the remainder of our mana? We could murder something. We do have 3 mana available. We are going to Hero's Downfall on my turn. Kill something so that way they won't have something to sack. End of turn, we are going to sack Plague Crafter. People are probably already running out of creatures. So we're going to draw 2. Next turn, we draw. We have a swamp. We gained life galore off of this. Let's see. We're going to play Slum Reaper. Each player is going to sack a creature. I'm going to play Greed. End of turn, I'm not actually going to sack anything this time. Alright, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to play a Fleshbag Marauder. Everybody's going to sack a creature. Pay 2 life, so gain 1 life, draw a card. Draw a card. What do we want to do? On the opponent's turn, I'm going to blood back to have myself draw 2. This way we don't have to discard. Alright, we have a Not Dead After All, which is pretty good. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Play Veto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We play Bloodthirsty Conqueror, so whenever we gain life, target player loses 1 life. And we pay 1 for greed, and we win the game. That's how the deck goes. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, I'm Weston with the Hidden Gibbon, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.